How do you practice needs-oriented ministry at Central Coast?
We determined very early on in our church that we wanted people to make friends with unchurched people as the main form of evangelism. So as yet we have not run any programs at all. We've just concentrated on our church members and taught our church members how to make friends with unchurched people, build authentic relationships with them, and then empower them, shown them how to actually share a verbal witness with people. So when people turn up at our church, it is usually because they've been brought by a friend, either straight to church or via one of our small groups. So that would be our primary form of evangelism.
So have you been pleased so far the way that your needs-oriented evangelism has been going?
Yes, we're very happy with that. I sat down recently with my church leaders and we identified 53 people who are currently attending our church who are unchurched, who are basically at the stage where they could make a commitment to Christ. So we're very excited about that. A lady started coming to our church really now only about 7 weeks ago. And the first day she filled out a card asking to be visited, and I phoned her up that afternoon, told her a lady would be phoning her during the week, and I went to see her. And this is a lady who at the age of 13 tried to commit suicide. She went to the pharmacy and asked the pharmacist, I'm worried about my mother. She swallowed these type of tablets. How many would she have had to have swallowed to kill herself? And the pharmacist said, oh, well, if she swallowed this many, it will kill her. So the daughter then went home, got those tablets out and swallowed that many, and she didn't die. She was told that the people across the road were going to hell because they drank. Yet she had come from a religious home and she knew she was unhappy where she was, and these so-called people going to hell were happy. So she said, I want to go to hell with them because at least they're happy now. And she left church at the age of 13, left home at the age of 13. And she tried to commit suicide a couple of times. She said, I'm never going back to church. I don't like the lifestyle I'm in now. But God was never an option to her. She never even thought about God as an option because of her experience back there. But by some miracle, so a friend came from Sydney to our church who knew her and invited her to our church. Well, she came that first Sabbath. We visited her during the week, talked to her for about 3 weeks, and it became clear that she wanted to make a commitment to Christ. So I did something I've never done before. I actually asked her if I could give the gospel to her in church. And so we sat up a table in church and we had a camera straight above us looking down, and I drew on a piece of paper a simple bridge illustration. God made us, God and us, we were made to be with God. Then a great gulf came between us, and the only way that gulf could be cleared with the cross, and we have to make a decision, and I gave that in front of church, and it was great because people in the church have never seen the gospel given like that. And I made sure that she wasn't put under too much pressure, and I asked her where she saw herself in the picture. She said, right on the edge. I said, is there any reason why you can't cross over right now? And she said, oh, she was scared. I said, why? And she said all the things she'd done, that she might be judged for it. We talked about that for a while. Then she said she felt she was in the spotlight a bit, so I immediately shut it down. But she accepted Christ when she sat back down in the congregation, and another lady did from the congregation came up afterwards and accepted Christ. But she was just a young person who was invited by a friend.